Number 16. Phenomenon and thing in itself. Philosophers are in the habit of setting themselves before life and experience, before that which they call the world of appearance, as before a picture that is once for all unenrolling, as it says unchangeably fixes, transforms the process they think is right, interpreted in order to come to a conclusion about the being that produces the picture, about a thing in itself. Therefore, it's always accustomed to the regard of sufficient ground in the world of phenomenon. On the other hand, since there always makes the idea of metaphysical strand definitely as one of the unconditioned, consequently also the unconditionate, one must directly disown all connection between the unconditioned, the metaphysical world, and the world which is known to us, so that the thing in itself should most certainly not appear in the phenomenon, and every conclusion from the former as regards the latter is to be rejected. Both sides overlook the fact that picture, that which we now call human and experience, has gradually evolved, nay, is still in the full process of evolving, and therefore should not be regarded as a fixed magnitude from which a conclusion about its originator might be deduced, the sufficing cause, or even merely neglected. It is because for thousands of years we have looked into the world with moral, aesthetic, and religious pretensions, which blind indication, passion, or fear have sufficed ourselves to the vices of a logical thought, that this world has gradually become so marvelously motley, terrible, full of meaning soul. It has acquired color, but we are the colorists. The human intellect, on the basis of human needs, of human emotions, has caused this phenomenon to appear, and has carried its erroneous fundamental conceptions into things. Late, very late, it takes to thinking, and now the world of experience and the thing in itself seems so extraordinarily different and separated that it gives up drawing conclusions from the former to the latter. Oh, or in a terribly mysterious manner demands the renunciation of our intellect, of our personal will, in order thereby to reach the essential, that one may become essential. Again, others have collected all the characteristic features of the world of phenomenon, that is, the idea of the world spun out of intellectual errors and inherited by us, and instead the accusing the intellect as the offenders, they have laid the blame on the nature of things as being the cause of the hard fact of this very sinister character of the world, and have preached the deliverance from being, with all these conceptions in the constant and laborious process of science, which at last celebrates its greatest triumph, and a history of the origin of thought becomes completed in various ways, the result of which might perhaps run as follows. That which we now call the world is a result of a mass of errors and fantasies which arose gradually in the development of the organic being, which are intergrown with each other and are now inherited by us as the accumulated treasure of all the past, as a treasure from the value of our humanity depends on it. From this world of representation, strict science is really only able to liberate us to a very slight extent, as it also not at all desirable, inasmuch it cannot essentially break the power of primitive habits of feeling, but it can gradually elucidate the story of the rise of that world as representation, and lift us, at least for moments, above and beyond our process. Perhaps we shall then recognize the thing in itself as with a Homeric laugh, that it seems so much, indeed everything, and is really empty, namely, empty of meaning.